This is Apple Treats, season 6. Six, episode 1. We didn't do any last episode of the season in season 5. That's our bad.
1 second, we did it. It was the last episode.
yeah, but it was
unexpected last.
So we didn't do any year reviews. We didn't do anything. Like, to be honest, that's our fault. We need to get back to that. So that's why we do this episode as some kind of news roundup. Like, let's see what's happening in Apple development world for last 2 months or something like that. I prepared some topics. Probably we might skip some of them, and we also trying new location. Again, like, you might see us together in the same room, which is...
It's not AI.
Yeah, it's not AI. There is some
need
AI.
To print QR code here.
Oh, yeah. No. Yeah.
Okay.
Next time. So, this sound quality might be bad. There might be some other issues, but let's just get started and let's take a look at what we have here. Yeah, we have here a lot of interesting topics. For example, Japan now has something which European Union already had for some time. They have alternative marketplaces. They have payments which can go, like in-app payments, which can go through other third-party providers, and so on and so on. So my question to you, you live in European Union. Do you use Altstore or any new, like...
No, but it's a sense of freedom. I can do this,
Yeah.
and this makes me happy. Actually, no, I don't. So I cannot find any reason why I need to do this. The only thing that I'm really happy that it forces Apple to do something with App Store, because being honest, since 2020, App Store is just it's an impossible place to live. So I forbid my kid to download anything from normal App Store, and I allow her to download only Apple Arcade games. Why? Because no advertisement, no in-apps, nothing. So even if you pay for a game, it doesn't mean that you will receive something good. So if more countries push Apple towards more concurrent solutions, I hope that at some point of time this will force them to do something with their store, because it's sad.
To be honest, I agree. I don't think these app stores bring anything good, but it might bring the competition. So that's the only thing I hope, and maybe that will also make sure that we will see some better review process, which we see as suboptimal still, even having so many years and so many complaints and so many issues with that. And Apple always said, we have a human review, and those humans sometimes screw up legitimate apps, and at the same time they allow fake apps or whatever do you call them, but the apps with hidden functionality and so on. So but that happened in December last year. So Japan now has the same things. And by the way, if you are willing to build your own marketplace, the API is the same. So there is the same marketplace kit, the same stuff. Maybe the business terms are a little bit different, and I think they also have something with 27% commission for in-app purchases done through third parties, which is weird, but okay.
Taxes. It's all about taxes.
Yeah. And interestingly, speaking of Japan, it's a big country which is very focused on their iOS. So it's Android is kind of popular there, but the iOS is the majority in Japan. So maybe again, having that market share, maybe these alternative marketplaces will be a little bit more popular in Japan, but we'll see.
I don't know any stats about how popular iOS in Europe, but I believe it's also more than 50%. So I believe the only country that will change Apple's mindset is China, but
Yeah,
it's not this time.
No, yeah, no. China, I think they also work towards that direction, so they want to like have that kind of stuff because well, their Android implementations have that because they have a lot of like local Android phone vendors which come and go and they bring their own infrastructures, including like the Huawei, which I'm not sure if I spelled that correctly.
Android anymore.
Yeah, it's not Android anymore, but they also they brought their own thing to Android. They had the same version of Google services, but they were Huawei services. Again, I'm maybe pronouncing that incorrectly, but
it's actually like a good thing because you remember this battle between Oracle and Google for Java API? Now it's the same for Google.
Yeah, we'll see. So let's talk about one like big topic which started again in December, but now it continues to like these, and it probably will be important for like years to come. Age verification. So the news topic which we started with is the Texas actually. They had a law which requires platforms to verify users' age, and that law was like blocked essentially. It was put on pause by the court. I think it was federal court in Texas, and the Apple essentially said that the tools which you can use, it's still like the tools are still available. You can use declared age range API in your apps, but you are not forced to in Texas.
So I think we need to emphasize here, but that this is not about apps that have to verify.
Yes, yeah,
but it's platforms.
Yeah,
exactly what Apple is.
Yeah, so there are a couple of things there. So, and I think that we can like talk about that in more details right here, because currently we see a lot of countries and states bringing their age verification laws, and their push could be different. So some countries force platforms to verify the age, and for example, like prevent you from downloading an app from the App Store. That's one thing. For example, Australia does that. So you cannot download an app from the App Store if you are not of a certain age. But at the same time, they force apps like, I don't know, social networks to verify the age of the user, so that you are not able to use the app unless you're like 18 years old or more. The same goes for some features in some apps. Again, the same things happens in Japan. I think they require some apps or some features in apps to be so the user need to verify their age, and that's like many years before. Age verification was like, are you 18 years old? Yes, no. Yes,
just
good.
A check mark. Yeah. Are you 13 years old? Yes, yes.
That's allowed. Perfect. And that was enough for lawmakers. That was great for the platforms. That was great for the app developers. Yeah, and kids were also happy because they were able to get the content they like want. Maybe they didn't need to have that kind. But anyway, so. That was good for everybody. Now it's a little bit different. So now you need to actually verify the user and not just like enter your date of birth. Like that's not enough now. Now you need to provide some proof of your age. That's what Apple is doing with their API. And again, Apple complied with some of the laws. For example, in Australia, they like verify the age in order to access App Store features. But also they verify your age for the apps, and what they do, this API can take into account your electronic ID, which you added to Apple Wallet as the age verification. They can use your Apple account, like how long are you using that Apple account to essentially estimate your age. At least like if you're using that account for like 18 years, then probably you are more than 18 years old, something like that. And there are other factors there.
So we can now create a market of used Apple accounts.
Yeah. And yeah, that's one thing. And what I want to talk here is why that's important. Apple was battling this law in Texas for one reason, and that reason was the platform needs to ensure the user age. And currently, most developers, like even like platform developers and app developers, try to push that thing around. Like you don't want to be the entity which verifies the age, because user can trick your algorithm, trick your system.
It's a liability.
Yeah, and you will be responsible for that. So every major company tries to outsource that to some other company with the contract, which will be like push that liability to third party. That was one of the things happening with this company called Persona, I think, or something like that, which leaked their documents, and turned out they store those documents in insecure manner. They do a lot of
S3 bucket.
something like that. I believe so. Yeah, and again, like that means that. And by the way, for now, I think that company didn't get any like bad attention. So yeah, they had a bad press, but they didn't get any like lawsuits against them. Maybe that's the matter of time, but maybe that's because the company is in US and works with US government directly. Well, yeah, who knows?
We cannot comment on that.
Yeah, we don't know. Yeah, but the thing is, like most companies try to avert that. Like again, if you're a developer, you don't want to verify the age. You don't want to like store and verify documents on by yourself, because that's a lot of work and a lot of things you need to take care. And again, there are a lot of countries with different documents, with different everything, and like different trust levels for every document. Like that's.
I'm really surprised that Apple they don't want to work on that, because it's totally about user privacy. They have hardware support for all this stuff. I don't know. Out of 180 countries around the globe, okay, 50 has some biometric documents with NFC scanning, like which I don't know. Airline companies believe in. So maybe they should start working on that, because I don't know, I would really trust Apple to store my document in their like keychain, secure enclave, whatever, and generate some kind of crypto proof that
yeah. So for now, they do have electronic documents in wallet for several states in US, like. And they have support for the passport. So
how many?
Essentially, well, states is like
5?
No, it's like 15.
Oh, so
yeah.
It's a huge percentage.
Yeah, and no, they also have support for the passport. Like again, not all Americans have passport. That's and moreover, in order to have passport, you need to be U.S. citizen, like not just lawful permanent resident. But no matter what, they have that. Again, passport is the travel document essentially. Therefore, like. Not every American have passport. That's why I'm like saying it's not that they cover every user. But again, that's just the US. You also have other countries, and that's not yet there. Well, I hope Apple will take over that part for one specific reason. As you said, it's a question of trust. If I see the app which tells me like you need to verify your age, please upload your document. One thing I will look into that, like no.
How about no?
Yeah, because it's you don't want to upload your document. Or okay, Discord tried this like selfie thing, which estimates your age by the photograph, which is me. Like again, there are a lot of questions to that. But another thing, like, do I want to upload my face to some crazy service? And that makes me think more globally. Like I think the era of anonymous internet surfing, like, coming to an end. Like we see that in order to use almost every service, you will need to verify your age, and in order to verify your age, you need to disclose your identifying information. So that's troubles me, to be honest. Like it's a.
You remember these workstations where you had to put a card inside so it start working?
Yeah.
Apple, it's your turn. Just do this with MacBooks, iPhones.
One more thing. We also might see same thing happening with like it's you currently can use cryptocurrencies in order to be like anonymous, like your like payments going. Well, I mean they are not anonymous. We all know that, but what I'm thinking, like the next logical step from every government will be like, in order to use these cryptocurrencies, you need to verify your age or identity. And like again, I think that it's very soon there will be like a Bitcoin will be tied to your passport in some one way or another. So like this whole thing about an anonymity in the internet is coming to an end, mostly because of age verification. Because like that will be the next step. Like again, it's always starts with the protecting kids, and then like everything goes
And terrorism
sideways.
and all that.
Yeah. So
things. I don't know. Modern internet is.
Yeah.
We went somewhere wrong.
Yeah.
Something is bad with this thing. So.
Yeah, that's terrible. And again, speaking of like one step back about those Discord and selfies, they scrapped that plans at least for half a year. I think they said like they will restart that later this year. But the thing is, just think about that. You need to upload like this selfie in order to prove you are not a kid, and like that will be they will be gathering a lot of photos of kids essentially. I have really like bad feelings about that. So it's like I'm okay probably using my selfie there because I'm already like on the internet. I'm doing this video right now. I mean, like somebody are listening to us, but somebody might want to look at us on YouTube. So I'm okay with that, but I'm maybe not okay. Like my kid will be using that service for the selfies. That's creepy, like creepy as hell, to be honest. So yeah, it's better for Apple to use like their documents on the iPhone to verify again without disclosing the document, without disclosing the name, disclosing the photo, whatever, but like proving like that person is of a certain age.
It's not so hard, Apple knows something about crypto stuff, so maybe they will find a way.
Yeah. Okay, we might get back to that later on, but couple more news. So if you are not using SDK 26, you will have to next month. April 28th is the time you will need to migrate to iOS SDK 26 in order to use App Store, but essentially using Xcode 26, and we will talk about the Xcode like in a bit. We have stories to tell there, but one thing, using new SDK doesn't mean that you need to migrate to Liquid Glass. So there is a info-police thing which can be used in order to use like old legacy interface style. However, I think it will be just like this year and maybe one more year, and then that like info-police thing will go away. So like start thinking about that, even if you don't like it. Like
they just need to make keyboard look like unified across the system, because apps that disable Liquid Glass, they have this old keyboard. This is so bad.
Yeah, it's terrible, and we'll see. Again, I'm not that against the Liquid Glass. I see a couple of things which are like questionable, and there are a couple of places where like it's kind of harder to read because of the Liquid Glass. But I think they're getting there. Like maybe they should do that like within the beta cycle. But okay, we know Apple is a small company. They don't have enough engineers to like test everything within the beta period. Like those 100,000 engineers, they can't do everything.
They have a lot of developers around the globe with access to, but it's not enough. I understand.
Yeah. So hopefully, like again, there were rumors that iOS 27 will be focusing on bug fixing, like a Snow Leopard type of release. By the way,
iOS 8.
Yeah. Yes, that too. But I was reading an article a couple of months ago about that. Why we call that Snow Leopard? Like Snow Leopard was not the bug fix release, to be honest. Like it was in some ways, but it also brought a lot of new features. So it was like regular release, but for some reason it was less buggy, I think. Like that's why they called that as a bug fix release. I don't know. So everybody thinks like Snow Leopard was the perfect one, but
it was not bad.
It was not bad, but yeah, Lion also was more or less okay. But yeah, nobody talks about the Lion.
I don't know what's so new and interesting in iOS 26 as a users we got.
Nothing. Well, we probably will see new Siri in 26.5 because 26.4 has no signs of the new Siri yet.
It looks like only somewhere next fall, maybe.
Well, no, I think that new thing, like again, new Siri. When we are going off script here, but new Siri has two two parts. Like first is like context aware, which probably they will bring soon, and the more chatbot-like experience will be moved to the next release. But again, when I really want to have that soon. I mean, I'm tired of like I want to like to Siri be more like responsive and like I want to talk it with more natural, because there are a lot of things which I use Siri for, and that's perfect. Like for example, like when I drive home, I can use Siri to turn on the lights in the garage and like something like that, and it does perfectly, and like it does it so quickly, like no problems, and I'm doing from the car, and that's perfect. However, and by the way, it can tell weather for the next day perfectly. Great.
It's but that's 2026 now, yeah?
Okay. Yeah, but that's about it. Yes. And if you want to like, please do this and that, that's for some reason is impossible for Siri, and that's I just want to like talk quickly, and like I don't want to like tell it to do separate things into separate requests and so on.
I'm very sad that even though they will do this, it's still too much focused on English speaking, maybe Spanish speaking.
Right.
Since, yeah, we're here in the US. So, but my kids sometimes wants to talk to like a home assistant about about anything. Yeah. Literally, like why this thing is red, because.
Well, by the way, yeah, my kid does that too, and it's. Sometimes it does the thing well, sometimes not. But when it does well, kids just accepts that not as like as a great thing. And like, that's okay. And like I see that, and that mostly because like my kid has an iPad. Again, like you can blame me, but she doesn't have an iPhone, and that's
how does she make call like this?
Well, she has Apple Watch.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but the thing is, there is a HomePod in her room, and sometimes I hear that she's sitting doing something like, "Hey, voice assistant, what's that?" And like, "How you do this?" And I'm like leaning to the wall and trying to listen what will she respond like, and it's sometimes like it's like la 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 la, and you can continue on your iPad like. Wow, that thing actually worked, and I was just amazed. And I don't want to be amazed; I want that thing to just work. I mean, it's time. Yes, it is. And honestly, that's the next thing I want to have. Like the voice assistant should not have a language setting. It should understand me whatever language I use.
Oh yeah, that would be so cool.
Yeah, because as of now, like I forced all my devices to English. Like I would probably still use English for most of the, but again, I would sometimes it's better for me to express in another language, like, yeah, and it doesn't work like that. So while we're here, English language is fine, but what I want to see is like if we will have that as the, like more languages and better language support. Yeah.
They sold us LLMs as a thing that can understand me in any
language. Yeah, and it can translate those things. And like, again, knowing that Apple partnered with Google for that backend for the Siri experiences, maybe we will have something like more multi-language, like supporting more languages at the same time immediately. Like again, maybe in 2028, like I have no hopes for iOS 27, to be honest. Like at least something, like let's put it that way. But like maybe 28, they will like make it more cross-language. I don't know.
Let's see. Let's see. So talking about Google Gemini, shall we switch to the main topic of today's conversation?
Yeah. Let me cover a couple more things, and then we will switch to that, because I think that will be the final topic for that. But let's we will talk about Xcode. Yes, but let me talk about one more thing. So there was a lot of discussion that iOS 26 has like very small adoption compared to other releases. And that was like, I don't know, powered by some reports. One report was just done because they were using user agent of Safari, which was changed, and therefore they didn't understand what the iOS version is, and so on. So Apple finally published the stats for that, and turns out it's more or less on par with previous release. Slightly lower adoption, but again, not that significant drop. So it's like it was on the same level as the iOS 18 and so on. So it's that's interesting. I mean, like the whole cry about people not updating to iOS 26 is actually like it's not true. I mean, people are updating, complaining about liquid glass, but still using that, to be honest.
Yeah, but again, so we are getting back to the same question.
Yeah.
So iOS 26 haven't brought us anything new, and people just they don't have any necessity to update. It works.
Yeah,
so that's
but
fun.
I think people update or not update. Again, it's nothing. Like people do that. Like they don't have any excitement about the updates right now. Like that's one thing which I see.
But people just don't do this.
Yeah,
it happens.
It happens
overnight.
Yeah, exactly. It's not that they have like a decision. Should I mean, some do. Like I would update to the new because I want to see the new feature and so on. Some people were like, okay, it updated, but now they will see like the new UI and like, wow, what's all these like crazy reflections and so on. But then they will adjust and yeah, as nothing happened. So yeah, those adoption stats, they are on par with the previous year. So don't worry if you're thinking that people are like trying to prevent themselves from updating. No, that's not
You
the
can
case.
do this.
Yeah,
It's time.
and again, I don't think much of things happening with that.
Another interesting topic.
Yeah, there are a lot of them. I'm thinking what we can skip and what we can. So yeah, quick thing: Swift Heroes cancelled for this year, and
what is that?
yes, yeah, that's the conference happening in somewhere in Italy, I think, like Europe, Spain, maybe.
Spain.
I think it was Spain. Yeah, but it was okay conference. I never attended though. That I watched a couple of videos. There were interesting speakers there. They canceled that with like long blog post, essentially saying we have no sponsors. So yeah, it's sad actually. I mean, the people were saying we had a couple of guys in the company who went there and said it was a nice conference. So I hope that those guys will get back and we don't have much of the events now, and I think the era of conferences is slightly going away, to be honest. Like more conferences are getting.
Tell me about these prices for hotels in San Francisco.
Well, yeah,
it's crazy.
Yeah, because of that,
offline conferences in Moscow Center.
Yeah. Well, yeah, maybe
not about Swift developers, but someone is just gathering.
Okay, let's talk about Xcode. So we have a couple more topics. We'll talk about them later, but let's talk about Xcode. So yes, just a couple of days ago, like depending on when this thing airs to all of the internet. So Xcode 26.3 was finally released, and one of the things which was brought in 26.3 is agentic coding support. So Codex, Claude Agent, natively supported, and like any model, if you use that through the API, it will also work with Xcode as agent. Like you don't need the cursor now, you don't need the Codex command line tool or anything. You can do that through the Xcode now. Again, and yes, Xcode it exposes its development tools through the MCP to those models. So the models can use Xcode development tools in order to do stuff like everything, and it can, I know, even like push something to the GitHub and so on. So it's like it can do a lot.
Don't believe it. Don't believe it.
Yeah, we have multiple stories, and like I have one story, like today's story, like that happened this morning, and I will tell about that in a bit. But so how it's different from what that was before. So previously we already had the
some chat
GPT with and it did things. So you could ask it to, I don't know, implement something, and it did its magic and changed all the files or deleted half of the project. But it did things. Now so what's the difference between that? So what's the agentic thing here?
So as a person who spent last 3 months doing agentic coding, vibe coding, okay,
yeah,
I'd have to expose myself. I'm a vibe coder now. So it's totally different approach. to how we write code. Previously, what we did, we took a piece of code, pasted it to ChatGPT or whatever we use, and ask, just fix this. Then we copy paste it back and do. Now, with Agentic approach, this chat, it's no matter where you use it. It's a Codex app, Cloud Code, Gemini CLI, Xcode, Cursor, whatever. The main responsibility of this thing is to do the work through available instruments. Like in most of terminal-based things, they use CLI tools, which is great. I'm really happy. They have skills, they have so many different things. So the idea is that you discuss the code, you discuss the task, create a plan, follow this plan, then change this plan, stop it from doing something. So it's a pair programming, very fast pair programming. How different from doing this with the ChatGPT? You don't have to paste anything anywhere. You just do this.
Again, in Xcode, you could do that, and it worked with the single files, but it didn't have like full power of.
It's not, but it's always about context. So how I work now, I just go and say, okay, we need to add these and these not feature. We need to add this functionality to this screen, and ask me, okay, where we get the data. Here, okay, it goes to this file, this file, this file, just grab it, take it. So some kind of magic. I don't believe that we will be replaced soon because it looks very like a pair programming. It's like when I took some junior or middle specialist and we worked together on some features. So, and it's interesting. So just yesterday I tried to edit some Excel worksheet, and it was impossible to work with it without this. So I wanted to use it with agentic approach. I want to say, okay, take these cells, do this, update this, take this document and fill like this information from this document. It doesn't work, unfortunately. So, and this changed how we work. The main problem with Xcode, getting back to the point, so now every my working day, since I work 10 hours after, before, I don't know, whatever. I'm 10 hours away from California, where all these interesting people developing this Cloud Code, Codex, other features. Every morning I start from brew upgrade to upgrade these features. Otherwise, they will bother me with these notifications that they are updated. I need to update. How often we receive new versions of Xcode? Never. And unfortunately, so we just need to remember, Cloud Code has been released a year ago as a private beta. 1 year. So only since summer, it's an open beta. It's 1 year, and many people around the globe realize that it's totally different approach to development now. And I'm afraid that Apple they still don't understand how to do this. I believe this should be not a part of Xcode, but some kind of plugin to Xcode, which they can update, not twice per day, at least once per week. Because new features, new tools, just develop an MCP is not enough for this.
So my story about this new Xcode feature. So you might remember that sometimes you open the project, like you get it from like your Git, and it was like many commits ago. And what you do, you get the new version, and there are a lot of packages which are out of date, and Xcode for some reason forgets how to update them automatically. So there is some kind of like issues with the build because it doesn't see some modules. Like it's a typical thing. How you typically fix that? You reset the model cache, you delete derived data, you quit Xcode, start it over, it downloads all the packages and everything works. Like, yeah, that we all know that, which is terrible. And I really hope Apple will fix that maybe like in Xcode 30 or something.
At least till the next decade.
Yeah, but again, that's we know how to fix. What my idea was, like, I launch Xcode, I see the same issues with the build. We have no new agentic stuff. Like, we have Codex, we have Claude. What I'm trying to do, I'm open this agentic thing and said, build a project. If build fails, fix those build issues. And I'm like thinking, okay, it's probably we'll try to do the code. So I'm these issues will probably be like related to package dependencies. So fix those package dependencies. Like, do whatever you need to do. It starts. It's like, okay, I found this. Can I download this file? Can I do? Okay, well, it does something. It took like good 10 minutes to do whatever it does. And it updates some package result files. And, well, you don't do that. Like, you don't have to. But okay, like, let's see what happens next. It did a lot of things and then said, well, build still fails. So here is what you need to do. Like, this agent talks to me now. You need to reset the package caches. You need to delete derived data, and you need to run the build again. And then after that, I will continue my part of the work. So who is Agent now? Like,
Agent, you're a tool now.
Yeah, so I'm a tool for that particular thing. I need to do a lot of stuff with the project in order for this agent to perform the task. So that was fun. I mean, like, I don't know. I mean, I do not have any more experience with that agentic thing in order to make sure like that everything works. But I tried that multiple times, and I tried with multiple prompts with different, like, without telling it that it has, when you don't tell it about that the whole thing is package dependencies, it's just stuck and said, well, I don't know, like, it doesn't build, like, that's it, guy.
Who knows?
Yeah, it's so that was the problem, to be honest. And it's better because previously, without this agentic thing in the MCP, it just didn't build the tools. And if you tell it like the build fails, it starts to rewrite code because that's the only thing it knew how to deal with any issues. Now it's like it does more, but again, as of now, you need to tell it precisely what you want to get. And like, you don't tell it, I need this feature. You probably tell it like, add this functionality to that method and do that in this specific way. And that will do the thing. So you still need to be a developer in order to use this agentic coding efficiently. Like, you probably can tell it.
Actually, no. So I haven't checked on UX code yet. It's my fault. I will do this later, next week probably. But how it works now with modern tools, you just enable plan mode. You discuss, it asks questions, you like plan it together. And in the plan is just a text file, markdown file. And in this markdown file, it says, okay, you need to add this method, this method, this method. You like do this, and this. So still, you can allow it to plan everything for you. You just need to discuss. My main question: how Apple plan to? So first of all, have they implemented this already in Xcode? If not, when they plan to deliver this? Because plan mode is a huge important thing, and I feel like no one who works on Xcode work with agentic tools yet.
We'll see. I mean, they do have something. So that tool asks you questions, but again, my experience is also like limited. I was not using beta for that, so we'll see. As of now, it's like it's really not the way I would expect it to work. But one more thing here: these agentic coding tools, they can respect skills.md in your project, so that's a good thing. If you have good skills files, like, I don't know, concurrency, you can teach those tools to use specific flavor of concurrency in your project. So if you are like not ready to migrate to modern Swift concurrency, you probably can teach it like use Dispatch, Grand Central Dispatch, use I don't know, combine, and it will probably follow. Like that's if the model like
It's
goes
not
good
about
at that.
skills. It's more about context file, main one. Skills is more like doing some actions.
Yeah, but again, it's like it can do it follows that, and it can. Our project doesn't have that yet, and with the project we work on right now, but hopefully it will, and we might see something there in terms of like how these agentic coding tools work, especially like separate tools, because you can use those agentic coding without Xcode. Now we have Xcode, and if you can use it within Xcode, maybe. I don't know, like you can easily transfer your regular development experience into that agentic coding rather than just like forget about Xcode, I will do anything from command line. That again, that migration will happen like more natural. And my experience is for now, like when I use these models, sometimes it's much quicker to write the code yourself. Sometimes you need to like think about that. And again, that plan mode which you were talking about, that's something which can help you. Again, you probably might even like use that plan mode in order to understand what you will be doing. Like not even like write, not even let it write, but you can like decide for yourself how you will implement something, because that might be quicker in some cases. Maybe in the future it will be like you will only use English language and talk to, or the language of your choice, because models which are not your default voice assistant on your iPhone, they can understand different languages at the same time.
It was the research, I know, 2 or 3 months ago that Polish is the best language for talking to agents.
So this is interesting, and again, this Xcode is now in production. So I think we will see more articles about that. We will see more like developer feedback, and I hope we will see more like reusable skills, because like as of now we already see like iOS development community providing those skills files for, I don't know, concurrency, for testing, for something like that, and teaching your project to like build unit testing, like for example with the Swift testing properly. Like again, hopefully we will see more of those, because I'm pretty much sure there will be a lot of paid skills soon. Like that will be a marketplace, and there is already a marketplace of skills, I think, on Claude or something like that. But I still hope there will be still community-driven things as well.
But being honest, so I don't know about Claude. Unfortunately, I use Claude only for 1 month, but previously I used Codex a lot. And Codex has a skill builder skill, which you say to it what you need to do, which tools, which resources it needs to use, and that's it. So just to demystify how skills work. Skill is just a short description of some tool, something that you can, some skill, and they put this description into main context.
Right.
When you need, so when it detects that it can use this skill to achieve something, I know one of my favorite ones is generate a commit message in the format that we use on the project. Easy one. So I explained it like in text and said, okay, take a look at my previous 10 commits and find the common approach. So you can easily create these skills by yourself. For sure, you can have some else, but it's really cool that you don't need someone, you don't need to pay for this, and it works very well when you have a command line tool, when you have some API, so you can just say, okay, use curl to perform these requests. This is how you can obtain token from my 1Password through OP CLI tool. That's it. So it's a really great thing. And my main request to everyone, try to, so you can go right now, take a first paid, okay, not first, they have nowadays worse subscriptions, but first normal plan, GPT Plus, pay $20 or euros, whatever you're paying, and they have now. So as far as I remember, they bought Windsurf some time ago.
Yeah.
So now they released Codex app for Mac. It's just a normal app.
Yeah.
It's cool. So just give it a try for 1 month. It's $20, just 1 month. And you will understand how it changed your approach. And you can compare it now with Xcode and how it's implemented there.
Yeah.
So,
by the way, there are other like tools coming now. Like it's we recently talked about the guys who do Swift talk web series, and they implemented their own agent, like small one. But again, it's kind of easy to build your own agent. Like using your code, right? It's not something you can build a tool which will talk to some LLM and then bring stuff back. We'll see. So it's an interesting development now, and we probably be coding, like writing actual Swift code, much less now. I mean, I'm pretty much sure that will happen soon, which is troubling, to be honest. Like it was a good skill to actually write code, but now, like again, so wait a second. It's good to understand the code which was done by that tool. So you still need to know that. I mean, some people trust whatever that tool creates. That's not a good thing to do. Like you still need to understand what you're writing, even if you use LLM as a tool that actually writes the code. So it's I would say still learn the frameworks, learn the language, and so on. And algorithms.
But in general, you still. So now it's more important to be a good system designer, to be some kind of architect, to understand what's going on. Because how it works for me right now, what I do, I open workspace with 3 projects: iOS app, some library in Rust, and backend. And say, okay, now we need to do this. So I have this feature, I see it like this, let's discuss. I just write it, let's discuss. I don't write, make no mistake. So we discuss it, it helps me. It's like a rubber duck. You discuss it with it, but this rubber duck just speaks a lot. So, and it helps to shape your understanding of what you're doing. So I tried to create one project without understanding of what I'm doing, literally like a vibe coding, with a poor understanding of like the topic itself, and have no understanding of what it develops. I tried it. It works very bad, but it helped me to teach, to understand this topic myself. I found a lot of issues, found a lot of edge cases. Now I understand how it works. And now with another, I can embed it into my app without any issues, just fully rewriting it. Because code now is disposable. So previously, why skill of writing code was so important? Because we were spending, weeks to polish something, to develop it. Now it takes 20 minutes to have some kind of POC. It works. It's buggy as hell, but it works. So you can remove it. So this is what I often do. I create a plan. It starts implementing it. Then I see it's just a very bad thing to do. I open the plan again. We discuss this plan again. We remove everything that it written previously and develop it from scratch. It's just I feel like I'm a little bit slowpoke here because this is what people were discussing last summer. We hear only now, but this happens. We're an enterprise.
And again, tools changed since last summer because they were less powerful and they made much more mistakes before. Okay. We will continue this topic through our next episodes for sure, because that changes every month and the experience change and everything. So we will talk about that, and maybe Apple will come up with something on WWDC with their, I don't know, they have this partnership with Gemini and they might bring something. I don't know, but let me let's cut this discussion for now, because there will be a lot of things with that. Like
I can speak about this.
Yeah, we just starting ourselves in order for us to be more talk about with more experience. We need to have that experience, and we are slowpokes here, that's for sure. Let's talk about one more topic, which will be quick because it didn't yet happen. Like next week, there will be a lot of announcements from Apple, which probably will include iPhone 17e, probably will include new iPads, like base iPads, and new MacBooks with M5 Pro and Max CPUs, right? Like system on chips even. So I was trying to get any rumors about that, and it seems that this will be most boring week of announcements. Like there is nothing interesting because the new MacBooks will not have OLED displays. Those are planned again in air quotes because we don't know for M6 Pro. So this will be just like refresh, probably like new chip, and that's it essentially. New iPads will get the new chips. And that's
it. Have a smaller price a little bit
because
iPads is too expensive now.
Yeah, and we will talk about the price in this topic because that's interesting one. We will have a new MacBook with a chip, like an iPhone chip there, which will probably be not Air, but just MacBook. I would probably call it MacBook SE, to be honest, I would call it, but it's just a MacBook, and it will be cheaper.
Will it have a hardware home button?
Yeah, I'm skeptical, but again, that's I understand why Apple does that. They need to fight Chromebooks in schools, like that's because the iPads, they have presence in schools, but again, cheaper laptop is important. I think that's their main market. And as far as the rumors go, there will be like nice set of colors for that MacBooks, but there will be like terrible. Well, okay, not terrible, like display without True Tone, display with smaller brightness levels, smaller contrast. So it's like it will be cheap device. Like let's be like realistic. It will be affordable MacBook. And again, having the
disposable,
having the iPhone chip means there will be slower USB speeds. There will be probably like maybe even like slower charging. I don't know, but again, it will be something affordable. But it might, by the way, it might cost less than iPhone. I think that's my like guess. It might be
because it will not have such powerful camera.
Yeah. And again, the iPhones now have better chip. Probably they will be used like even like the previous generation chip from the iPhone. I don't know. So again, it will be that will be the only new thing in the set of announcements because everything else is just a new version of existing something, right? And therefore, again, I don't like look into that much. There will be announcements there, but even the new MacBook Pro will probably just an update. Like by the way, I'm still like using M1
I
Pro.
see the color is not like
it's not it has like the where my hands go, like it changed the colors there, and
it's time.
But again, I want to have the OLED, so I probably might wait another year for that because it's still okay. It's slower now, but for some reason I'm thinking that Apple was very good with the first M1 chips, and they age well. Let's put it that way. They still work good. Like I mean, definitely M4, M5 will be better, but I'm okay with this particular one. I just want to have this OLED MacBook Pro. And again, I probably will switch to that. But the first generation of every Apple device is usually terrible. There are some exceptions. Like I know, first generation of HomePods were nice, but I really think that the first generation of MacBook Pro with OLED display will have flaws, like that's for sure. There will be something terrible with those, but I really want that still.
We don't have Johnny Ive anymore, maybe not so bad.
We
will not have this butterfly keyboard.
Oh yeah. Yeah. So next week there will be some announcements, new hardware and everything, and we will try to have another episode in a couple of weeks. Fingers crossed. March, yeah, closer to the end of March. Again, who knows? We will try. Yeah. Let's put it that way. There are more chances of having that than they were before, like, because there will be some ways of pressuring you, for example, into doing the new episode. Yeah, but we'll see. Again, no promises for now, but we will try. And I think that's it for today. Yeah. So we tried to recap some rumors. We talked a lot about the agentic coding. And by the way, we might talk about agentic coding next episode with some more experience from our side, like first-hand experience with text coding.
Just do some coding online.
Oh.
Yeah, we thought about this.
Yeah,
this time.
Yeah, that's I think like 2 years we're trying to bring that up, and
but now we have this opportunity to do it faster, actually.
Yeah, that's true.
So that might be an interesting idea to consider next time and next time. Okay.
With this, I think we can wrap up. Rate us, give us comments, reviews, whatever you can do. Especially if you are like listening to this, that's probably your cue to like give us a rating. That's otherwise, why are you here? Thank you for watching, for listening, and see you next time.